Hello and welcome to another video, and a little while back I made a video where I showed you how much YouTube paid me for my most viewed video ever. Now in that video I said who would like me to make a video where I show you how much YouTube paid me in an entire year. Everyone thought so. Well, here's the plan. When I hit 2 million subscribers, I will make that video. And so fast forward a few months, another 500,000 or so subscribers, here we are. I said I'm gonna make the video, I'm making the video. So how much did YouTube pay me in 2020? I'm about to tell you, and I'm actually gonna tell you. I'm not gonna do the classic YouTube thing where I just waffle aimlessly for like 10 minutes and then incredibly vaguely allude to the figure. I'm actually gonna show you, I'm gonna put it on the screen, I'm gonna tell you exactly how much I got paid in 2020. You're welcome. Now I'll be honest, I was a bit hesitant about making this video. I think firstly, given the climate, obviously, talking about how much money you make is a bit of a dickish thing to do. But also just talking about money in general is a bit of a taboo. It's not the done thing. Obviously on some occasions, you are a dick if you talk about how much money you make, but if you've worked extremely hard over a long period of time, which I have, to make the money you're currently making, talking about it is no different to talk about any other barometer for success. If you win a trophy, you win a competition, you win an award, you win a friggin' certificate of primary school, you will be actively encouraged to talk about that and be proud about that, right? So why is money any different? But still, I'm not gonna lie, I do feel quite uneasy about making this video, but I said I was gonna do it. And plus, let's be honest, the demand is there, right? You guys clearly wanna see it. These videos always do well on YouTube. YouTube is about entertainment at the end of the day, so if I can make a video you're gonna enjoy, it makes sense to make it. Unless that video is me throwing a horse off a cliff, in which case obviously I wouldn't do that. And just to confirm to myself that the demand was there, I'm not being a complete dick in making this video, I did what any self-respecting person in my position would do. I put a poll on my Instagram story, literally asking you, should I make the video, should I not make the video? The result was a resounding yes, and so it's happening. And just to reinforce the fact that I'm not a massive bell, and just to kind of minimize the dickish nature of this video, I'm gonna do something good. So all of the ad revenue this video makes, I'm gonna be donating to charity. So the charity I've chosen is Fair Share. It's basically the UK's biggest charity that is currently fighting hunger. So people in the UK not physically having enough food. And yeah, every penny of ad revenue this video makes will be going straight to that charity. So if you sat there currently thinking, Matt, how can I make the video make more ad revenue? How can I donate more money to charity? Quite simple, there are 3 things you can do. Firstly, watch the video. Watch it 10 times. Get everyone in your household to watch it 10 times. Share it, show your friends, put it in WhatsApp groups, put it on social media. Just get the video viewed as many times as possible. Quite simply put, the more views a video gets, generally speaking, more ad revenue it's gonna make. Second thing is to watch the entire video, right? If you watch the video for 30 seconds and then click off, it will get nowhere near as much ad revenue as if you were to watch the whole thing. And the third and final one is to like the video, right? If you like the video and you comment something below, YouTube will push it more, it will recommend the video more, the video will get more views, and as I've said, the more views the video gets, the more ad revenue it will generate. Okay, let's get on with it. I said I wasn't gonna waffle, I definitely have waffled. You guys have probably all skipped past this, so what I'm saying now is completely redundant. Let's move on and get into the analytics. I have my trusty Mac here. I find this extremely awkward, just showing you my analytics. I feel like this is a massive intrusion in my privacy, but this is my YouTube channel. Go on my studio, go on to analytics. Analytics contains the word anal. Okay, the moment of truth. I can set all of my analytics up for the year 2020 from start to finish. How much money did I make in the year? Let's find out. Drum roll, please. Holy jagamole. $402,000. I already knew that. Why am I reacting so elaborately? For the people based in the UK, let's give you a quick conversion. $402,615 in pounds. Just under £300,000. So for the year 2020, YouTube paid me pretty much £300,000, or like I said, $402,000. That's insane. Anyway, let's dive back in. So you can see my views for the year, 131.8 million views. Watch time, that's crucial, 14.5 million. Now if we go onto the revenue tab specifically, I'm literally just gonna show you everything here. You can see a pretty balanced year, to be fair, no crazy spikes. We got one here, which is what was that, $3,500. Obviously these little spikes you see are gonna kind of coincide with where I had a video that was doing fairly well. To be honest, in 2020, I didn't have any videos that went absolutely nuts. You can actually see my top earning videos down here. So one of me and Ben just eating his diet for a day, 12K, that's pretty decent. The Navy SEALs video, that's the one that went crazy. So if I go on that video, you can see that in total, in its lifetime, it's made almost $40,000. I made that towards the end of 2019. So by the time 2020 came around, it was kind of the second half of that video's earning, which is why it's not top. In terms of all time, that video is comfortably my highest earning video. Now, just to give you a bit more of a context, because I've been making videos for a long time, 7.5 years, I'm gonna show you my older analytics. Now I've prepped, I've got all my tabs ready here because I'm an organized guy. Last time around, I just kind of delved in without planning anything at all. First things first, you can see in my first year on YouTube, so in 2013, I made a mega $111. That's pretty funny. If someone had told me at that point, fast forward 7 years, you're gonna make 400K, I wouldn't have believed believe them, obviously. But yeah, it's quite funny just like seeing that comparison. Moving on, you can see my highest earning videos of the year. So 2013, the biggest video made $5. Again, just like contrast that with 2020, my highest earning video made $12,500. Now, if we move along to 2014, I made a pretty substantial $7. Now, the reason for that, you can see here, this is literally every day of the year. You can see how much money I've made. Obviously, it completely dies here. Basically, at this point, I stopped monetizing my videos. I basically figured like I was making next to nothing, and like having loads of ads in your videos is obviously a little bit annoying for the viewer. So I figured if I'm making no money from it anyway, why not just take the ads out entirely? So that's what I did. So you can see like throughout the year, I literally made nothing. Like I said, $7 in total. Moving into 2015, again, like I didn't monetize any videos for the entire year. So obviously no metrics there at all. Moving into 2016, I was starting to get a little bit of traction. I was starting to get a few views on my videos. So it kind of dawned on me that maybe now was the time to start monetizing again. So you can see pretty much halfway through the year, I switched on monetization, and straight away I started to make a bit of money. Now, you know, like $1,500, you know, it's not a huge sum. Bear in mind at this point, like I'm putting a lot of time into my channel. Like it's not on the same level that it is now, but I was still doing hours and hours of work every single week. It was, you know, almost a full-time job for me. You can see down here, like my highest earning video. So a 10K dessert challenge, $248. I mean, you can see a pretty clear like theme. Like obviously picked up on the trend. Food challenges were going nuts, so I kept making food challenges. Now, as well as making that ad revenue, those videos got loads of views. They got me loads of new followers. That kind of got me, you know, essentially to where I am now. Now we skip forward to 2017. This is where things started to move a little bit. So you can see $10,500 for a year. Like still not, you know, nowhere near a good enough salary for an entire year. Again, bear in mind at this point, I'm working. This is a full-time job for me. I'm obviously also working as a teacher, but I'm putting in like literally, you know, 30, 40 hours a week into my YouTube channel. So to be getting like 10K for a whole year of that, like that's not very good. But comparatively for me, like it was amazing. Like I remember thinking at this time, like this is nuts. You know, I'm doing something I've been doing for years that I love, that I previously made nothing from, and I'm now making like, you know, a semi-respectable amount of money. So you can see down here, like my highest earning videos here. Again, I mean, they're literally all food challenges, but like, that's a pretty significant jump, right? $3,800 for my top one. That's a massive increase from the previous year, which was what, like 248. So this is the point where I started to think, do you know what? Like this is actually like a feasible career. Like I looked at this year compared to previous years, and I thought my growth has been, you know, fairly consistent, fairly linear. It's completely realistic that this could become a career for me. And so at the beginning of this year, I actually went part-time at my job. So I was a PE teacher at school. I went part-time, went down to working 4 days a week. Now that decision was actually largely fueled by the online coaching. Obviously this income here, considering I had like a newborn child and mortgage and stuff, would have been nuts going all out just on this salary here. But I started online coaching. I started making a good amount of money from that. And that combined with my YouTube kind of like paralleled my school salary. And so I thought, you know, I love doing this stuff. Why not make this my full-time career? And so I transitioned incrementally. Like I said, I went down to part-time hours. And then at the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, where things started to blow up, that's when I went full-time as a YouTuber. You can see a massive change here. So right up to $46,000, which again, compared to what it is now, like it's pretty insignificant, but at the time, and I guess in the general sense, like that's an awesome salary, right? If you're making $46,000 a year for a job you absolutely love, but it gives you freedom essentially to do what you want, that's pretty cool. And to be honest, if you'd said to me, Matt, this is it, you know, this is where you're gonna plateau, you're gonna just continue making this amount of money, I would have been, you know, delighted. I would have like ripped your hand off. But one thing that is interesting, if you look down here at my top earning videos, they don't change that much. So my top one, $3,500. You go back a year to 2017, it's actually slightly more. So actually my highest earning video in 2017 was more than in 2018, even though I made nowhere near as much money overall. The big difference for me was that I started making these kind of viral videos more consistently. So rather than having like 1 or 2 in the year, I was doing like 1 a month. Anyway, let's move on. So from 2018 to 2019, this is a massive jump. So here you see, geez Louise, 258K for the year. And this is the year where things went like up a level. Like I was already happy. I felt like things were going crazy. I was very, very excited. 2019 is the year where things like blew up, okay? Namely, I made the US Navy SEALs video. So again, you can go back and watch the video. The video that I referenced at the start of this video, that video's got like, I think almost 18 million views. And like I said, it just made an absolute ridiculous amount of money. You can see the spike here. I mean, bear in mind, these spikes are all pretty decent spikes. That one, like $7,800 in a day just from video video views, like that's ridiculous. And going back to the start of the year is where things really kicked off. So that video here that kind of triggered this spike is this video. I ate my son's diet for a day. That was my first video that went like super viral. I think my 25K calorie challenge got like maybe a mil views or so, but the one eating Luca's diet was the first one that properly blew up and got like multiple millions of views. And so you can see the figures just kind of gradually climbing throughout the year, which obviously culminated, like I said, in that $250,000 ad revenue for the year. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much that. If we quickly dive back into 2020, you can see a couple of other metrics. So you can see RPM. So basically the playback based CPM is how much money your videos are making, like as a whole, and then the RPM is how much of that you're getting essentially. So basically after YouTube take their cut and absolutely rinse you, that's how much you get. So per 1,000 views, I averaged last year just over $3. Now if you contrast that with the year before, so 2019, you can see $2.40 is obviously a bit of a drop. Now it doesn't seem that significant, but if you're multiplying that by like 131 million views, obviously it adds up. And just to completely blow your mind here, bear in mind I made that 400K in the space of a year off the back of what, like 130 million views. There are YouTubers out there who get that many views a month. In fact, there are YouTubers that get even more views than that, considerably more views than that a month. People like Mr. Beast, for example. So these guys are making in excess of $1 million every single month, like just from people watching the videos they upload to YouTube. How like frigging mind-blowing is that? Anyway, that is that. I feel like I've talked for a long time. I feel like I've gone fairly into. I hope you appreciate like I mean, I think most YouTubers don't give you this kind of insight like I do. Like I said, it does feel like a massive invasion of my privacy. It's like I'm showing you my frigging bank account, but like I think it's interesting. I think like, I mean, like I said, if you're clever, you can work it out. You can go on social media, you can look at views, you can pretty quickly, roughly work out how much YouTubers are making. So like, if I just tell you exactly, like, who cares? But yeah, I also think it's cool. Like I personally, like I said, I love watching these videos. Like going back to when I first started out, it's nice to know that, I mean, again, you can look at my first year making like $100. It's cool to know that if you are in that position, if you're just starting out with YouTube or any job, you know, any business, any endeavor as a whole, if you're making next to no money and working really hard, it's cool to know that there is a chance, there is this kind of massive, awesome, exciting light at the end of the tunnel. But yeah, that's it, we're done. I'm gonna end the video there. Don't forget, like I said, to share the video loads, go nuts, go all out. Let's get the video as many views as we possibly can so we can give as much money as we possibly can to Fair Share, because that will be friggin' sick. Like again, looking at that Navy SEALs video, like that made friggin' $30,000 or $40,000. We have the power to give an enormous amount of money to charity to help loads of those people that need that money. So like I said, go balls out, just blow this video up. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. You only got one life.